What's up guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Rudy. In today's video we're going to be taking the Shelby to get dynoed, and you're probably asking why am I going to take it to go get dynoed if it just made 1,050 wheel horsepower. Well, there's something big that I didn't tell you guys, and that's that the car has a lower pulley. So it's an ATI lower damper. Not sure if you can see it very well right here, but lower pulley on it. And I kept that a secret from everybody, man. Nobody knew about it. And the reason why I kept it a secret was because I was going to hit that slipstream racing event at Pocono Raceway, and we were going to go up against some fast cars there. So I didn't want anybody knowing the setup on the car. I wanted to pull up there with people thinking not much of my car. So that's the big secret. The car's on a lower pulley. I just said it was on a 2.3 pulley making about 1,050, which I lied. I never dynoed the car on the new setup since we added all the new things, but the main thing that I kept a secret was the lower pulley. So we're gonna go take the car to get dynoed and see how much power it makes on the new setup, because this is gonna be the first time I find out how much power it's making. It's making about 26 pounds of boost, and it should make somewhere in the 1,200 wheel horsepower mark. So we're gonna take it to go get dynoed and see how much power it makes. My buddy Alex, who owns Yellow Jacket Tuning, just got a hub dyno, so he was cool enough to get us on there. So we're gonna take it over there, dyno it, and see how much power it makes. And we're gonna do some pulls on the street just to see how it feels on this power level. So we're gonna head over there, get in dynoed, and go do some pulls and talk to you guys a little bit about what's been going on behind the scenes, trying to get this thing dialed in for the quarter mile. So we are in a good process right now with Lund Racing. I have been sending logs to John Lund Jr. and he's been getting this thing dialed in for me, so I do have some good news on that. And hopefully soon we can take this thing to the quarter mile and run an 8-second pass in it, because the power's there. Is just a matter about getting the 60 foot. So if you did watch my last video, you saw we're having trouble with the 60 foot on this car, but I think we got things sorted out. So we're definitely going to be hitting the track soon to test some things, and if all goes well, we'll rent a track and try to hit that 8-second quarter mile pass.
I got scared.
All right guys, I just got back from the dyno, and there you have it, 1,212 wheel horsepower. The torque was off. Torque is probably in the 850 to 900 pound-feet of torque range. Why it was off, I'm not sure. The dynos sometimes have issues reading torque, sometimes even reading power. I've seen instances before where it doesn't even read torque at all. And being that it's a hub dyno, you do have to load it. So we loaded it at 20%, and sometimes you get a torque spike, speaking to some of the people that have experience with the hub dyno. So why it was reading torque wrong, I'm not sure. But for the people who want to talk shit and say if the torque is off, so is the power, listen man, you can talk to the two dudes tuning these cars who are at the top of the game in Lund Racing and Palm Beach Dyno, and ask them what a GT500 on 26 pounds of boost should make, and they'll tell you it'll be in the 1,200 real horsepower mark. So for the people who want to talk shit, man, this thing's making 26 psi, and that should be in the 1,200 real horsepower mark. Not only that, but I have raced this car in the quarter mile, and based off of the trap speed, it is making 1,200 wheel horsepower. But listen, dyno numbers don't mean shit to me. What I care about is how the car performs, and the car performs perfectly. At the end of the day, a dyno is just a tuning device. So I could care less if this thing was making 800 wheel horsepower, or if the dyno said 900 wheel horsepower. If this thing is running low 9s and 8-second quarter mile passes, that's all that matters to me. Since I'm on the topic of quarter mile times, and I did mention earlier that John Lund Jr. was getting this thing dialed in, he did send me a revised tune, and I went to a track to test the new tune. And we ended up cutting a 141 60 foot. This wasn't a full pass. I let off just before the 330 mark because I just wanted to test the 60 foot on the car. So based off of the 1,200 wheel horsepower that this car is making and the 141 60 foot, we should be able to go 8s in this car. So to finally be trending in the right direction and getting this thing to 60 foot, I'm pumped, man, because as you know, it's been a crazy journey to try to get this thing to 60 foot. I've had a ton of issues with the car 60 foot in it. So we're finally headed in the right direction. John feels we can get that 60 foot down even lower, so I am going to go back to test some new things. And if all goes well and it's repeatable and consistent, I'll end up renting a track and try to hit that 8-second quarter mile time. All right, that's enough talking. I don't want to bore you guys, but for those of you who are interested, I just wanted to fill you in on the car and let you know what we've been working on behind the scenes and what's to come with the car. So let's get into what you guys are really here for, and that's the pulls. So I'm gonna go fill up some gas in the car, ice it down, and get some rips on the street. That way you guys can see how it performs on the street with the 1200 wheel horsepower setup. This thing is crazy, man. The acceleration is nuts in this car. Comment down below and let me know what you guys thought of the pulls. This car is so crazy, man. 1200 wheel horsepower and it still drives like stock. That's the most important thing. This thing still drives exactly like stock. Stay tuned, guys. We did plan some roll racing with some of our buddies who have some badass cars. So we're gonna be planning some roll racing soon. So stay tuned for that. That's gonna wrap up this video. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.